Hey guys, welcome to day 69, and today we're working on something yesterday, remember? And I have actually got the particles to attach to certain points. Or at least I had. And that's apparently not him, so I'm guessing it is him. Yep, right. So as we can see here, we have got certain particles attached to certain points on his body, which is basically the points where there is the infection. Right now the fire is probably not the best, but it does show it actually working. Now what we need to do here is we need to get our body FX, right? Get our fire, and apply it on the hit of our arrow. Okay, so we're going to go to our arrow. Okay, and we can see here we've got the bean hit. Okay, so if we now go into our parasite monster, and we go to our, I believe, been hit. This is it here, okay? We need a location, and this is it here. Okay. Now, what we want to do here is attach actor wait a minute, let me see if do we spawn system attached. Hi young Min Kim, how are you doing? Now let's do Fire. Right, body fire there. Okay, and then impact point. Okay. Now, do we need a component? I don't know. Might be to mesh. Okay. So the next thing we need to do is probably, actually, you know what? You know what we'll do? We'll change this. We'll do this blood burst directional, right? I want to have a look at this. Right, so we'll have to wait for this to compile, then we'll be all good. Oh, why does it go and pick something else? I need to wait on the shaders now. Oh well, nothing you can do about it, I suppose. Okay. Come on. What is this part of anyway? Yeah, probably can't move that either. Nah. It's the old shader fun. Right, did that actually do something? Oh, it's done something, right, but God knows what it is. Right, but we're going to have to see what it does. Okay, so only one way to find out, I suppose. And we've got that loopy thing that's not kind of working properly. Now, I don't see the size of this. Right. Now, it should have done it. It's just that maybe we can't really see it. And I'm not 100% sure if we need to attach this or not. Activate, I suppose. It's got auto activate on it. So that's a bit weird. So let's do that and breakpoint. Right. So it definitely does it, right? Ooh, that's a bit weird. Okay, let's do something else. Let's try something else, okay? Let's add a Niagara system. To the mesh. Right, we're doing this blood burst directional. Okay. And we're not going to auto activate. Okay. Let's have a look. Now, our blood burst directional let's say we'll shoot it out here, okay, so that we can see it. Okay. So where's the, say, auto activate, right? Okay. So what we'll do is activate. Okay. Press play. Right, so we definitely get the thing. Right, now here's the problem. I don't think we want to do this. Right, we just want to spawn at location. Okay. We do blood, burst directional. Right, and we'll get our location again. That's going to go there. Auto destroy, auto activate, blah 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 blah. That'll do. Okay. Okay. Let's do that again. But let's move this guy just a little bit over here. Right, I don't want him right bearing down on top of me. As such. Have I moved him even closer somehow? We go, pew. Okay. So that is pretty cool, and we do want to delete this. Okay. So we can drag this down a bit. We can do that. Now, the thing is, we don't actually Do we want to attach actor? Attach actor to actor. All right. It's not that. I'm wondering. Interesting. What I'm trying to do here is okay, Mezabdelak, ask something, ask away. Right, the problem with our arrow is, right, it's not, we're attaching it to a socket name, but I don't really want to attach to a socket. I want to attach to a location, right? Right, you've got one error. And what is the error? Straighten connection to reroute node. Right, so if we do keep relative, let's see. What that does. Right. So basically that doesn't really wondering if we say keep world. I may actually have to do right, so that keeps the position, but it doesn't. Well, there's not much I can help you with there. Unknown error. There must be more to it than that. What you'd have to do is join my personal Discord and post it in there. Post a screenshot of the error to let us have a look at it. Normally you will have like a description of what the error is. Now it might not make a lot of sense, but it will give you an idea of where to look. Okay, so it will say something like, you know, the error is in BP Para Zombie. A link's in the description. Let me have a look. Give me 1 second, folks, till I get right. I believe this is it. Right. So we are snapping to the target, right? And our problem is, I think, that we are using a socket name. But what we actually want is maybe not a socket, maybe just to do it directly. No worries, mate. No worries. That's kind of why we have the streams. It's not a pure, as I said, a lot of people think that this is developing the game hardcore, but it's not really. It's just to do a bit of fun and then speak to you guys and help you out if I can. Right, now that didn't actually go to a socket. Right, so we did need that socket name. Okay. Now, I'm not 100% sure. I'm wondering. Let's add a breakpoint here, right? Now, and yeah, let's put a breakpoint here and see what the values of our hit result are, right? If I hit him, right, we've got our hit result. We have a location, 157116. These are kind of the same, right? Hit actor is going to be BP Zombie. Hit component is character mesh. And we hit spine 02. Right, so I'm gonna guess we need to do this in a slightly different way. Right, but I'm guessing that is going to be for another stream or for off stream. In fact, let's just have a quick look on Google, right? And see if there's a simple answer to this. Attach actor at impact point, Unreal Engine. Right, let's see what we've got here. Right. Okay, let's see what we've got. Okay, so maybe we don't want to do that. I'm going to stop this. Maybe we don't want to weld them together. Right. Right, see, the problem is that we're not actually attaching to the impact point. What we're doing is we're attaching to the socket or bone that it hits, right? And there's weird things going on. Keep relative. Right. Resume that. Right, so basically that doesn't really do what we want it to do. Right? The closest we've got is this. Right? Now, the only other way I can think of is to kind of find that the relative point, I can't find an answer, by the way, on Google. Right. What's the bad force? Alright, so we don't really have an answer to this. It's right. If we do attach actor to actor, right, and we say self, right, then we do that, and we do that. Whoever's answered this question hasn't it? Right, here's what they say, right? Now this doesn't make sense. When casting the line trace, are you using great hit result? Inside the node you will find an impact point, right? We know that. That should be the point where the line touch. You can simply attach an actor to another actor using that location. So attaching a new actor. But that doesn't give us the ability to put that actor, right? What we'd actually have to do is basically destroy our arrow and spawn a new one, right? If we spawn actor from class, right, we'd have to spawn it here, and then this would have to be our arrow here, right? So in theory, right, have we got a, let's say a BP axe, right? and always spawn ignore collisions, right? Then we'd have to split. Okay. Then our location would be this. And our rotation would come off this. Right? We'd have to get the world rotation, and it would have to come from here. Okay? And then this would have to go here, then to here. Okay, now we may end up with a couple of arrows here. But the question is, are we going to get one that actually sticks to the right place? It would appear the answer is no. Right, we're looking. Okay, whatever. Let's. I'm trying to find something that's not very big. Maybe we want something that's very big to make sure that we see it. Right, we'll get something stupid. Right, like that. See, these are not going to work because these have all got like AI and stuff in them. So I might need to make a test blueprint for this to make it work better. Right, actually, you know what? Yeah, let's make a new. Let's make a new thing. Okay. So we'll go into here. Right. We'll duplicate this arrow. Arrow, let's call it arrow blank, right? And basically we're going to delete everything, right? It's not going to have that, it's not going to have that. Not going to have that. That's it. Okay. So all we're going to do. Hi, quit abandoned. Right, so we're not going to have camera position. That's it. Collision is going to be off. We're going to have no collision. Save that. Okay. So we're going to do that. No collision. Then we're going to go back here. We're going to type in arrow blank. We're going to save this. Right. We're going to press play. Hi, Cody Campbell. Right, so basically what we want to do, where did dude go? Did he bugger off somewhere? Yes, he did. Right. So the question is, basically, where did they go? Where did our arrow go? Right. And let's say we don't want it there, we want it there. Right. And we say keep relative. In fact, let's just snap to target. I'm trying to make the arrow stick in the right place. Okay. Now this might actually be I can get it to stick to a socket, right? But that isn't really what we're trying to do, right? We're trying to actually get it to stick at the right place on the monster. Okay? So fundamentally, we should be attaching it there. Right? Step over. Hi legend, how's it going, mate? So if we step over, pause that, right, we have an arrow. Now the question is, there's the rotation. Now I'm just wondering, right, if this is actually correct. Now you'll notice here, you'll notice this rotation here. Is -187. Right. I've got a funny feeling it's sticking out the front. And we can't see it because it's sticking out the front. Now you'll notice there's our two arrows. And you'll notice that they are exactly opposite of each other. Right? And that's kinda right. Okay. Now the interesting point is why our BP arrow is connecting, because the code has actually been switched off. Right? But that would suggest that I should use this with this. Right? And this should go in here. We've actually got it to spurt blood as well, right? Because if I do that, right, we know that we're not doing that, right? So let's not get ahead of ourselves here. Okay, delete you. That's what you get if you mess. Right, so oops. So now the problem is we can't really see the arrow. How did he go over there, by the way? Right. Let's do something slightly different. Like, if we cancel this, that will stop him going on fire and dying, so I can basically shoot him as many times as I like, right? So we can try this out. Right, so where are our arrows? Right, where's our arrows? That would mean, right, that we need to actually definitely not do that and do that instead. Right, there he is. Right, has he got arrows sticking out of him? He should have, but he hasn't. I mean, we're creating these arrows, right? You can see that we're creating these arrows. But the question is, where are they? Now, if we look, it's not staying relative. Right? Now, the only thing I could actually think of here is do that. Oh, what's that? Oh, let's have a look to see what this is. Branch. Oh, right, okay. Okay, forget that. Okay guys, I'm going to have a quick cigarette. So if you're enjoying the stream, hit like and subscribe. And take the time to check out the links in the description for the Discords for the game and my personal Discord, plus Patreon if you fancy chucking a couple of dollars my way, or my game on Steam if you fancy a tower defense game for $1. I'll be right back, don't go anywhere folks. Okay guys, we are back, so it's nearly time to test this, see what's going on. Right. So let's try this out, shall we? Okay, where was I? That's not the right place. We want to go back to here. Right. Pancakes. Is the simple short answer. Actually, that's not the real answer. The real answer is the Breakfast of Champions, which is a coffee and cigarette. But the first thing I had to eat and that's not happening. Snap to target. Okay, this is one of these things in Unreal Engine where it's just one of these settings that I've got not right that's causing the whole thing just to not be right. Blooming annoying. Right. Ah, look, he has got the arrows sticking out of him, right? But the way they've attached and stuff is kind of wrong, right? And this one is more accurate to what we actually want, even though it's still not quite right. This snap to target. Right. But it appears to me that if we get the impact normal to where we hit, and we attach it there, that would be the place to do it, but it doesn't seem to want to work. Now, the lighting conditions in the game at the moment aren't really helping an awful lot. I might add a point light in. Right, now the problem is that our guy where it attaches is in the centre of where I hit it, right, which is not really where we want. Okay, right, I'll explain what I mean by that and what's happening there, right? Let me actually, the easiest way to do this is to shoot him again and give you a close-up of how it actually looks, okay? Now, right, so if I shoot him, right, you'll see, right, give me a second till I pause it, right? Now you can see that the arrow is actually in his spine, right? And basically what it's done is it's joined it from the center point of the arrow, right, to the center point of his spine, which is why it's sticking out in the middle of him, right? Okay, and I don't think it's taking into account the rotation, etc., of our arrow, right? It's basically attaching it at 0, 0, 0, 0. Okay? Well, actually it's not, right? But I don't know what that is in relation to where it hit. Now, what we could do in theory, right, is, now I'm going to do this just as an exercise, right? Now if we look at our parazombie, right, if we look at his spine too, it's going to be here, okay? Right, which means that when we attach the arrow to spine 2, it's going to stick here, right? Which is why what I'm trying to describe here, okay? But, and here's the point. If we get ourselves a reference to self, right? And then we get location, or actually yeah, we get actor location, right? And then we get our impact point, or what we do is we say minus our impact point right. What we could theoretically do is get the relative location no, it's not relative rotation, talking crap. It's the relative location to that. And try that. Okay. Let's try that. I've certainly done something interesting. Right. Now we're not. What we'll do is we'll keep relative. All right. I hope you did well in your test then. Right, so that's not happening. Now you'll notice that when we did this, right, we certainly made a difference. Right, we can see it there. And if we do see that? That's not been set. Right, so this didn't set anything. Okay. So let's press play again. I want to see these values to see what they actually are. Right. So, one eight. So you see that? We have got an offset. Okay. Now, the interesting thing is that this is showing 0, 0, 0. Right? Now, there is a problem with this, and what I think it is, well, you don't know if you did terrible until you get your marks back. what we actually need to do is get this bone position and set it relative to this, right? So do self bone get socket location. Okay, and that would actually be here. So what we're doing here is getting the offset between the socket and where the arrow hits, and setting that as the relative position, right? Or at least I hope that's what we're doing. At least that's what we're trying to do. Right, so let's have a look at this. Yep, we've definitely got a location, right? And we've definitely got a location here. So our output is that. Now that seems a lot better, okay? That actually seems a lot better. Not saying it's going to work. But, right, let's hit them again. Right, we hit them in the back of the head, okay? Now, the interesting thing here is we want the bone name, which is spine 3. Hi, Abdulaziz. Right, so the offset from there is that. We resume that. Now, what we might want to do is do these the other way around. I'm not 100% sure. I would have to think about this in my head, and when I'm talking to you guys, that becomes a little bit what? I don't understand, Abdul Aziz, what you're saying. Right, so if I shoot him, we've got this number here minus this number here, 104, that's 120, blah de blah. So what's the socket name? Socket spine 2. I'm really interested to know where socket spine 2 is in relation to Now, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to say yeah, you can. You indeed can. Like, you can literally go in and, like, if I press play, right, I can literally go and basically, like, move something while the game's playing. Right. So the question is it plus instead of minus? It's not quite right, but it's not far off. Right? Basically what I want to see, and it's not going to show me there. I would have to do this first. Okay, so let me do that. Right. Okay. So, here's the thing. Right? We want to know a few things here. Okay? So, we basically hit spine 3. Okay? And the impact point is there. Okay? Now, the socket location of our bone is here. Okay? So, our impact point is 1676. Our socket is 1693. So there is 76. $17 of a difference. Right. Oh. So when we go into here, I didn't plug the plus in. It's that much of a difference. Right, we want to stop that. I didn't plug that in like an idiot. Right. Now, it's definitely kind of working, right? That's the point. It's definitely kind of working. because it, ooh, that's not very nice. No, that's not right. Right, stop that, that's completely bollocks. Right, so get that the hell out of there. I'm still thinking that we're really close to getting this right, okay? Now, we do know that there isn't a simple answer to this because it's basically not in any forums anywhere. Okay. So it's 32, 450, blah, blah, blah. Now, where did our sodding arrow go? Right. Now, there's our sodding arrow. Now, you can see there that it's not quite right. So what I'm actually thinking is, the question is here, is this relative to the socket or relative to the thingamabob? Right? That seems okay to me. Right? But it's obviously not. Now, it's not getting the rotation. Right? Or whatever. And the other thing is this actually doing anything? Let's just say keep relative, right? Right now, the problem is if we do that, we don't get anything. Okay. Right, so let's not do it that way. let's do it this way. Right. Let's kind of do the same thing, but let's do it attaching to the actor instead of the component. Right? Oh, but. Yeah, that's okay. Okay, let's try that. I can see this being an issue for, as I say, I don't want to bore you guys by looking at tutorials and stuff. I'm just working on what the little I read on it, and then finding out if we can actually get an answer. Now, we got an arrow there. We're still not changing the relatives, right? And we don't have an arrow sticking out of them. Actually, we do. But it's certainly not where we had them. Right, now, question now is, okay, it's kind of right, but kind of not. I have got a sneaky trick up my sleeve for in a moment, where I want to see if my calculations are kinda right. Okay, so do we have arrows sticking out of him? The answer to that is quite simply no. Right? Snap to target. Save that. Right. We're going to break here, okay? We're going to press play. Now, what we want to do is check these values, right? So we get 13.9. I'm going to write these down actually. Give me a second so that I can check this. Okay, we're going to write these down, okay? So we've got 13.9, okay, 26.9, and minus 32.9. Okay, my point being, if we resume, we click on our, oh, I didn't mean to do that. Right, we're just going to resume that, because this is for this arrow here, okay? So we know, right, he's going to piss off. Oh, he's going mad. Right, okay, whatever. Right, we'll have to do this again. Right. Once. Okay, so we hit him right on the shoulder, okay? And we want these offset numbers, okay? Now we're going to have to test this in a couple of ways. Okay, but first we're going to write this one down. We've got 2.3. We've got minus 24.1 and minus 42.79. Okay, 0.8. Right? So what we actually want to do here is we want to resume. Right, now we know the arrow's somewhere, but not in the right place, right? We can see it sticking out his leg, okay? So, the point being that if we offset this by, let's see, well, we can actually say 21.3. And 24.1. Right, and 42.8. In theory, that arrow should kind of be in the position that we hit him. But hi Disney's, how are you, mate? You'll notice this ain't right. Right? Now, So let's talk through this one. Right, the way I would do this is I would talk my way through the problem. Okay, so we've got, let's have a look at the viewport, right? We've got a socket here, okay? Now, if we impact down here, right? We would have a minus Z, okay? Because the socket Z value minus the socket, sorry, the impact Z value would be, actually it would be positive, right? Because this one's higher, okay? So in actual fact, right, we would want to multiply this by -1. Right. Now, the problem here hi, Buse here. Yes, I can't answer that, Buse here. It's whatever you're comfortable with. The thing I would say was, if you're not sure, obviously nobody else can answer that question for you, right? You would basically have to give yourself like a week or 2 weeks with Unreal Engine and then decide for yourself. Right? I would say it's easier to make something look good out of the box in Unreal Engine. Well, you see, Abdulaziz, that's the wrong answer, right? What you should do is give Unreal Engine a go and see if you're more comfortable with it, if you're learning faster, if you're finding less sticking points or whatever. But at the end of the day, after the X amount of time you give Unreal, you feel that it's not giving you any advantage, then you should stick with Unity, right? But you don't just stick with one just because you've done it. That's like your time sink fallacy, right? That, oh no, I can't give it up because I've spent 2 years on it. Well, things move on, right? Whether it's Unreal or Unity or anything else, things move on. So at some point you're going to have to give up either anyway, right? So, I would give it a go for a couple of weeks, or give yourself a X amount of time that you're going to give it, and then whichever one you feel is better for you. That's, as I said, I wouldn't say one over the other. I just don't do that because it's, some people are better using Unity, some people are better using Unreal Engine, some people will find that a toss-up, you know. Right, we had another question there up above that. Right, the sniz. You literally only fire on the server, so any fire, what you got to remember is the server is king, okay? When your player fires, it should basically say, hey server, I want to fire, and then the server says, okay, you're allowed to fire, and then the server fires, and then it will be replicated, okay? What you've got to remember is when you're doing the server stuff, server is king. Okay? If it doesn't happen on the server, it doesn't happen anywhere. Okay? You can look at it like this. The server is projecting what you see in the game, right? Everybody else is interacting with the projector, right? And saying to the projector, I want more light, I want less light, I want to fire a gun, I want that on the screen. But it's the server that actually puts it on the screen. Okay? So basically what you would do is, you would basically call the server and say, I want to fire my gun. The server would then check and say, okay, you can fire your gun. And then it wouldn't do anything else back. It would check to see if you could fire your gun, right? Because you should never do any checking on the client, right? Because that's how you introduce cheating, right? So your server should know how many bullets that player has, and it will check and say, right, you've got enough bullets, you can fire, right? And then it would spawn the bullet in the server version of the game, and then basically replicate it across all the players. Okay? That's how it should work. So hopefully that will give you a clue of what you're doing wrong, Disney's. Right. So my problem is still that this is not setting the relative location of our object. Right? Now, I don't know if that's because we are referencing the BP arrow as a standalone object, or if we are referencing this object, right? Now, what I would have expected is possibly for this to have like a a return value, but it's not. So I'm going to go with the fact that this actually does have some sort of a reference. Anyway, right, so let's press play. And see what we get this time. What you got to remember, guys, is some things take a bit of trial and error, right? And understanding what all of these actually do in relation to each other, and getting the right settings. And it does take some time, and it does take a bit of learning. Now, you'll notice that he has got an arrow sticking out of him. Now, it is kinda in the right place, but then again, kinda not. Now, I think, maybe not, maybe not, maybe not. I'm just thinking if we keep relative, yeah, we don't have an arrow at all now, which is kind of what I expected. Right, and if we say keep world, let's see what happens. I'll zoom that. Now, that kinda did work, even though he's losing his shit now. I think there's something still a bit weird about this. Now, the position of it also could, you know, it might not look right because of the rotation. If the rotation isn't right as well, it's obviously going to look a bit off, even if the actual position was right. Right. Now that's actually right, I think the best way here, right? I think the best way to do this is to go and shoot him in the face. Right, so which way is he going? He's going that way, right? We're going run. Right? And if we shoot him in the face, we get a better idea. If we can, no, illuminate. Right, we've shot him in the back of the head. Right, we can see where it hits. Right here. Okay. Now, probably right, the rotation is wrong, right? Because it's keeping the same rotation that it had. But we might need to do a similar thing here to what the rotation is. So we don't keep world, right? We keep relative. Okay, now I'm going to play around with this more. I'm going to call it there, guys. If you're enjoying the stream and you haven't hit the like and subscribe, please do, it helps out. Check out the description for links to the Discord, for my personal Discord, for the games Discord, also Patreon where you can throw me a couple of bucks, and my previous game on Steam that you can get for $1. It's Tower Defense game. So thank you guys for watching. I'll be back at 8 PM tonight. Hope to see you there. Bye bye for now.